I know you gonna dig this.
Get funky with me.
And now I've got a message for those people out there who've abandoned you and written you off. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good. You are not inferior. Your grades may be, your school may have been, but you can turn that around and make liars out of those bastards in exactly 1 hour, and you take that test and pass it and win. So here's what I want you to do. When you find your minds wandering, I want you to knuckle back down and concentrate. Concentrate. Remember what's at stake. And show them what Eastside High is all about. A spirit that will not die.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Today, here I am in Newberry, Florida, which is just near Gainesville, a city I've been to many times. I've actually never been out to Newberry that I know of. I possibly could have been. I don't think so. I'm here doing a story about a man who became famous in New Jersey, but in his later years, he retired down here to Florida in this area, and he had a home here. Now, if you are a movie lover, if you watched a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s, or if you still watch movies and you like to watch older movies, I can't believe it's an older movie now, but there was a movie called Lean on Me in 1989, starring, I think, everybody's favorite, maybe top 5 actors of all time, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman played a hard-nosed, no-nonsense principal named Joe Clark at a school in Paterson, New Jersey, Eastside High, I believe it was called, and he was a real person. Joe Clark's a real dude. And he's buried right over here. I'll tell you a little bit about his story. If you ever seen Lean on Me, watch Lean on Me. It is an incredible, uplifting film. It's a little embellished, of course, like all biopics, but it's great. I love Lean on Me and Morgan Freeman. And I was just about to do a small impression, and I'm not going to do that. Let's find the grave of Principal Joe Clark. Somewhere here. Now, we've got the general area. I know he's near this tree. I'm not sure exactly where, but I like knowing the general area and then looking. And then we're going to go over there and look at, where is it? Well, it's hidden by the trees now. Something that's quite interesting just off the road. This is it for the cemetery. What you see is it. Over there, that's the sign I just filmed. And here it is. One road in, one road out. Pretty small. So Joe Clark was born in Georgia, then he moved to New Jersey when he was around 6 years old. He graduated from a high school called Central High School there. Then he went on to receive a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and an honorary doctorate from the U.S. Sports Academy. He was this I did not know about him, and it makes so much sense, but I think they touched on it possibly in the movie. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. He was a sergeant and then a drill sergeant, which kind of makes a lot of sense. So his legacy is somewhat, he became principal at this high school, and it was overrun with drug dealers. It was not in good shape, this school. So often he would carry a bullhorn and a baseball bat. Now, he says that the bat was never meant to be used as a weapon, but more as a metaphor for life. A student could either strike out or hit a home run. Here's something interesting. He expelled over 300 students in his tenure. Not a very long tenure. He wasn't there very long. I know that after he left, the school was taken over by the state. I think he left in 1989 when the movie came out. But expelled over 300 students who were frequently tardy or absent from school, where they sold or they used drugs or just generally caused trouble. Now, some people argue that his tactics did not work, But a lot of students say it did make the school safer. I mean, he locked the doors. He chained the doors. But it wasn't so students couldn't get out. It was so drug dealers and such could not get in. That was the reason why. However, when he arrived, the dropout rate at Eastside was, I think, 13%, and then it raised to 21%. So people did leave the school. Not necessarily because of him. I mean, dropout rates could have gone, but he maybe just did not like his tactics. Seems to be a lot of U.S. Army here, now that I'm looking. And Joe Clark should be right around here somewhere. So he's made famous by the movie Lean on Me, which, like I said, took a little liberties with his story, but it remains the same. He believed in one way of someone educating. He was beloved by some students, hated by others. And he wanted to see his students succeed. Here he is, right here. I believe this would be him with the flowers. Wow, right in the middle there. After his tenure of principal, he served as a director at a juvenile detention facility, and I can only imagine what that was like for the kids there. I'm not laughing at. I'm just drill sergeant, then a hard-nosed principal, then he went to work at a juvenile facility. Man, he was a tough guy. Dr. Joe Lewis Clark. I believe Ronald Reagan offered him a position in the White House, but he turned it down. He retired down here to Florida, here in Newberry, Florida. And he died December 29th, 2020 at the age of 82 after a long illness. There he is. It's kind of strange, right? This is a tiny little cemetery, and here is not the most famous person, but somebody who inspired a very famous movie, starring a very famous actor, who is probably looked upon as educational legend, I would say, and who's probably looked upon in New Jersey as a bit of a folk hero now, and possibly around the world, people who see the movie. Look at these beautiful photos. Dr. Joe Lewis, together forever in love and spirit, Clark. There he is, and this would be his wife, Dr. Gloria Irene. Beautiful. September 11th, 1944 to April 3rd or 13th, 2019. So he died April 3rd, just about a year and a half after. May 8th, 1937. There he is. Joe Clark. Lean on Me. So right over here, so there's Joe right there in the middle there, just past two over from that bench. But then we're gonna walk over here because I've shown things at cemeteries before that people maybe don't know about or haven't seen. But here's a burial vault right over here. It's just kind of left off to the side. Now, doesn't mean the cemetery is in disarray or anything like that. It just could be a burial coming up, or I'm not sure why. Oh, there's two. Looks like there's two. So the casket goes inside, in case you didn't know. The casket goes inside of these vaults. And you can actually put things on top, and if you you don't always have to. There's casket boxes and burial vaults. This would be a burial vault. It's gonna be concrete. Let's see. And you can decorate this. Some people do, some people don't. But the casket goes inside. Essentially what it does, it has an inner lining, and it protects it from the elements, protects the casket from water, insects, that sort of thing. Now, not everything is infallible, of course. So insects maybe possibly could get in. But it's to provide peace of mind to the family that the contents of the casket, your loved one, will be safe and protected from the elements. And also because older concrete boxes, or quote unquote cheaper ones, they can the ground can settle and cave in over the casket. I've seen that at many cemeteries. So these are stronger ones. These are actual burial vaults, not casket boxes. And you see the hinges to carry. And yeah, they're quite interesting. Nothing too... I'm not afraid right now that there's something in there. If there was, I'd be a little weirded out. But they're just kind of off to the side here. Sitting here. I think probably they're ones that they're not going to use anymore. They look a little old and, yeah, done. They could have been, to put them on, it could have been exhumation done on a body here, one or two, and they dug these up, popped them open, then they put them back in new ones. I'm not sure. Could be a ton of reasons why they're off to the side of this. But usually they're stored away behind buildings at cemeteries. At Forest Lawn, Glendale, there's a whole bunch of them off to the side, just down beneath the hill. Like, I'm talking, there was tons I saw once. But yeah, there's just a couple of burial vaults. So just kind of covered by the tree, some wood and other things. Marble slab here. So that'd be part of a grave. Or just, unused materials. I don't think that's an actual it would be a headstone or part of one. You can see where it's screwed in, and that's where the faceplate would go, nameplate sort of thing, but it just wasn't used. Some junk off to the side, but otherwise, very, very beautiful cemetery. Found a resting place of Joe Clark. Lean on Me. If you haven't seen Lean on Me, see Lean on Me. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Rest in peace, Joe Clark, and your beautiful wife. Yeah, like I just said, watch Lean on Me. This is just a nice little stop here in Newark, Florida. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at these trees. Look at the trees. See them? They're beautiful. And it's a bit of a warm day, but it was cold in the morning. But now it's heating up. It's Florida. Beautiful place to retire, like Joe Clark did. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, rest in peace to Joe Clark and his wife. Hope his family is thriving. Love you all. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that does watch. Peace out.